And the reason, to come here is because, I finally had enough. I finally had enough of what's going on with my people and how we are a direct reflection of the land and the land's a direct reflection of us, how we are sick people and the land's very sick. More importantly, my homelands are very sick all around this country. So I got an opportunity to stand up. I got an opportunity to speak to the spirit of people, which is the heart and not the head, but the spirit of people, and to connect them to our way. But to also connect them to understand that there is a place that is very sacred when we talk about the sacredness of all sacredness. And that's where life starts, life begins, life ends. Everything comes from the mother, everything goes down through the mother. My name, my tribal name, Zellanach, after my great-great-grandfather, Johnny Cousins, who come from Djab Mara country. First and foremost, any landscape that sits upon beneath the trees is also connected to the particular trees we talk about. The spirit of land, the spirit of mother, is the foundation, the formation of trees being able to grow and sit upon her, like her braids, like her hair as such. So yeah, they want to come through and knock down some very, very culturally sacred trees that we are in kin with. One tree in particular is a mother birthing tree, which women would come and do their women business, prepare for baby to be born. There's another tree called a direction tree. That's also a birthing tree as well. That tree comes about from the spirit of the baby placenta and a bit of seed from a bit of bush tucker that the mother would collect while being out in the bush. Mother and father would then come together with that placenta, father holding the placenta, mother holding the seed, and then both planting that placenta and that seed. So that tree is a direct reflection of that baby that's born. So however that baby grows in life, that tree will grow the same way. If that baby has stress and depression and all that kinds of stuff, that tree have bend and bend in a certain way in a stressful nature. And the tree is designed for you to go back as a child and speak and gain direction with that tree, because you are a direct reflection of that tree, and that tree is a direct reflection of you. That baby, that there's a spirit in that tree that is the same as that spirit of that baby because of that placenta being connected. And so that's another one of the trees that they want to come and take down. There's also canoe trees, there's also what we call boundary trees. There's also other marker trees in terms of mob coming into country and out of country. When they used to walk in the country, there'd be certain tree scar that would represent that mob, and that they would have to go that way in that direction of that scar. And so all of these sacred trees sit upon a very, very sacred landscape that is able to fulfill all the nourishment and all the spiritual obligation and all that cultural obligation, to everything that resides. And so as a man, it's my responsibility as a warrior of my country, of my people, the Djab Wurrung people, under tribal obligation, what we call stress and duress. It's my job and my duty to, as well as the rest of my mob and my clan, to stand on country and to hold the fort, but stand in front and stand, in solidarity of our women and children, who the government has taken a direct pot shot at and aim to desecrate their part of country that resides to them.
Because they want to design it for 110 kilometres an hour, that means it has to be straighter and flatter than the current road, and because they're going through the hills, that means an awful lot more flattening of the landscape, and that's money and impact on the landscape and emissions and a great big wide barrier. That's the opposite to what all their route selection guidelines say they should do. They started off doing all the right studies, but they weren't done up to the right standards as far as we can tell, and it didn't discover the lowest impact route. And that's an embarrassment, and we tried to negotiate quietly, but that didn't work. We lodged a case in the Supreme Court. That didn't actually stop them either. Middle of 2018 there was a protest. We got about half a business day's notice of them starting, and about 100 people turned up very, very rapidly, including a politician, Lydia Thorpe.
Now, like I talk about the animals, you know, we've got 5 or 6 sets of, you know, stumpy-tailed lizard, and they have a particular spot that they meet their life partner, and we have a few of those that meet up on this particular landscape, and they meet up in a particular place, and that's where they have their mating session and be with their one partner for life, and then they'll go their separate ways. But if they don't come back to that particular spot because there's a road or something put in that place, well, what happens is they both stay in the same vicinity, don't go near each other, and they die. They starve themselves and they die of a broken heart because they're unable to meet in that particular place in that landscape that is recognised by them from their senses. There's also other insects, there's also Phassago possums and stuff that belong here. There's also many other sacred animals, mid-year kangaroo that have a home. Over at the sacred tree over there, I was just finished doing a smoking ceremony and just letting the old people know that, you know, I'm here on country, and, you know, I just said I just need a sign. Next minute come out, you know, the possum come running out and she ran up on the tree. She just eyed me off, and we just had this moment where I just had a yarn to her, and I just said to her that everything was going to be all right. Just told her who I am, just told her that, you know, she's welcome to be back home into her little house here in the birthing tree, and I just told her that we were going to protect the place and that we were going to live in conjunction with her, and we share with her and we share with the rest of the animals while they're here. And then once I finished telling her all this, I just say to her, give me a sign, you know, give me a little sign that you understand what I'm saying. And she ran up the tree and she stood on top of this little place. It looked like her imprint in the tree. And with that I knew that was a sign that she understood what I was saying. And the one final message that I have for all of my people out there is that what we plan to do here is create history. And by creating history, we plan to create sovereignty and fight for sovereignty. But once we win here, we can go all the way around and open up the doors for everybody, for freedom, for one and all, but to come under one law which make us all one mob.